Hey, good morning guys, what's up? My name's Dan and this is On the Flip Side. So today I'm coming to you from inside my house because we're social distancing, and trying not to go out too much. And the topic of today's discussion is how you can buy a house with your $1,200 stimulus check. Is that possible? I honestly think it is. So what's going on is the government has basically passed a $2 trillion stimulus bill. And something that's included in this is that every taxpayer is going to get a $1,200 check. Married couples are going to get $2,400. And then I believe there's also $500 for each qualifying child. But to keep things simple for this discussion, we're just going to go over the $1,200 that every taxpayer is going to get. And this is actually, tiered. So if you make over a certain amount of money, you don't get this. So we're going to assume that you're making under the threshold and will get this $1,200 check. So what do you have to do to be able to buy a house with this $1,200? First, you're going to have to find a house, obviously, that's not very expensive. We're going to consider a house that's worth about $100,000. And what you're going to have to do is live in that house for a year. There's actually quite a few products out right now that, either through FHA or conventional, that allow you to put a down payment of 3.5, 4% down and be able to get a loan. But it's for owner-occupied premises only, so you have to live there for at least 1 year. So, thinking about a house that's roughly worth $100,000. The goal here is going to be getting that house for around $60,000. Right now, people are pretty motivated as sellers. There are not that many buyers out there right now. A lot of people are told to stay home, not to go out, not to go house shopping. So with less buyers, sellers are a little more willing to negotiate on their price, especially if they're trying to get out of their house right now. So if you can find a house that's maybe listed for $80,000, $70,000 that might actually be worth $100,000, this is what you're going to be looking for. Then you can come in with a low offer. Say maybe offer $50,000, negotiate back and forth, and hopefully get the house under contract for $60,000. So using one of these FHA or conventional loans that has a 3.5% down payment with a $60,000 contract, $60,000 loan, you're looking at about $2,100 down. So right now, cash needed, $2,100. And then in addition to, your actual down payment, you'll probably have $3,000, $4,000 in actual loan costs. These will include a appraisal, just an underwriting fee, different title charges. So let's say $4,000. So a total of $6,100 maybe that you'll need in cash to close the loan. So now you're saying, wait a minute, I thought you could buy a house for $1,200.
That doesn't make sense.
But what you can go and do is when you put in that offer, for $60,000, when you come to that agreement, what you can do is write in it that you want a $5,000 closing cost credit. And right now, being a buyer's market, there's a good chance that they'll concede and allow this $5,000 credit. What this does is it's $5,000 that goes towards your closing costs. So then instead of $6,100, you're actually only going to be paying $1,100 out of pocket to close this loan. You still have $100. Go out and spend, go out and get some Chipotle. The goal here is to get something, that's could be worth $100,000, get it for $60,000. You'll obviously be able to get that house pretty cheap with a lot less cash out of pocket, hopefully $1,100. But the goal is having that spread between the $60,000 and the $100,000, because looking at the big picture, what we want is to be able to get a nice amount of cash to start a flipping business. So Once you get the house, you close, you can move in, go through, buy a little bit of paint, paint the walls, maybe paint the cabinets, even go on Amazon, order some new cabinet hardware, maybe some new faucets or a light fixture or something. Just dress the place up, have it staged with your own furniture, make it look really nice. Because then what you're gonna wanna do is go to a local bank and ask for what's called a HELOC, or a home equity line of credit. Now, going through a local bank, what you can do is probably get around 90% loan to value. What that means is one of these banks will give you a line of credit or a revolving line of money that can be up to 90% of what the home's actually worth. They'll do another appraisal, so if your home looks really nice right now, they can come in and say, okay, this home's worth $100,000. And then they'll lend up to 90% of that, so $90,000 minus the loan you already have, $60,000. So you're basically opening up a line of credit for $30,000. And this money can be used for whatever you want to use it for. And hopefully in your situation, this is going to be your seed money to start your house flipping business. The best part about a HELOC is you only have to pay monthly payments on the drawn funds. So that $30,000 basically sits in a checking account, and you only have to pay interest on the money that you take out and use. So payments are pretty cheap, they're interest only, and while you're waiting to buy your first house to flip, you don't have to pay anything every month until you start using that money. In my opinion, this is honestly one of the best ways to start out investing in any business, by having an equity line of credit based on your personal house. This is what we did with our house right here, and it's how we started our business and have grown, over the past few years. So in reality, with this $1,200, you're not only going to be able to buy yourself a personal house, but you're also going to be able to give yourself access to $30,000 to start your house flipping business. This is incredible, and honestly, it gives you no excuse not to get started right now. So now you're going to be asking yourself, how am I supposed to get a $100,000 house for $60,000? And honestly, it's super easy. You're just going to go and smash that like button. No, but in reality, it is pretty easy, and that's actually the subject of my next video. Alrighty guys, so that wraps up today's video. If this was helpful at all, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you on the flip side.